LoreWarrior Online. The Scylla. Overview. The Steel Viper's ejection from the Inner Sphere was a major disgrace for the clan, who returned angry and spoiling for a fight in their homeworld possessions. The last 7 years have seen the Vipers embroiled in one conflict after another, their external aggression an outlet for the bitter internal politics that have racked the clan since 3060. The Viper Towman has rebuilt since this disgrace, and a number of new designs have entered service with the clans, exploiting the resources and expertise gathered during the invasion. Perigard Zalman's contentious decision to allow freeborn warriors into the Viper military seems to have borne fruit. Bolstered second-line units have taken over defensive operations, freeing frontline troops for offensive operations. Equipping these new units has been a challenge, but the Vipers were never ones to abandon a useful implement of war. In that tradition, the Vipers have revamped a number of older designs. Chief among them is the Golden Century vintage Storm Giant that's been reborn as the Silla, re-entering service in 3062 with new weaponry and electronics. Capabilities. Like its progenitor, the 100-ton Silla boasts a massive Type 50 XL power plant that takes up over a quarter of the mech's mass and gives it a top speed of almost 65 kph. Despite carrying 15 tons of armour, the addition of quad Prytzok jump jets further bolsters the Silla's abilities. The Vipers have used the speed and manoeuvrability of this design to just overwhelm inexperienced opponents who don't expect such performance from such a massive machine. Unfortunately, this performance has a price, namely the mech's weapon arrays. Although fearsome, they're little better than a design 30 or 40 tons lighter. The heart of this array is the grouping of the twin Greatbow LRM launchers and a KOV LB-10 autocannon, which provide devastating firepower at mid to long-range brackets but have limited ammunition. A head-mounted Series 7K extended-range large laser provides additional long-range firepower, but many pilots are wary of using the weapon because its proximity to the cockpit causes problems with heat. Despite an otherwise efficient heat dissipation system for the head, a pair of torso-mounted ER medium lasers provide additional firepower at close and medium ranges. Deployment. The 10th Assault Cluster on New Kent was the first Viper unit to receive the Scylla. They made good use of this design, repulsing numerous Ice Hellion probing attacks. In 3064, the long-expected Viper offensive against their neighbours on New Kent saw widespread use of the Scylla, its manoeuvrability allowing the heavy machine to make surprise assaults across the rugged Shandrake Massif into the heart of the Hellion holdings, devastating the enemy's 175th Assault Cluster. With typical poor grace, the Hellions complained to the Grand Council, deriding the use of free birth equipment and blaming spheroid tactics for their defeat. The other clan simply listened as Asa Tani validated the Hellions' nickname of Clan Temper Tantrum. So as this says, the Scylla is the last here in this TRO of battle mechs. It's a 100-tonner. Its chassis is the Viper NK12 Endo Steel. The power plant is the New Kent Type 50 Fusion XL400. Its cruise speed is 43 kph and its max speed is 65 kph with its Prytzok WM15 jump jets, giving it a jump capacity of 120 meters. Its armor is the Compound version 9 Ferrofibrous. It's equipped with two Type D Greatbow LRM-20s, one Type KOV LB Type 10X autocannon, two Series 2C ER medium lasers, and a single Series 7K ER large laser. It's manufactured by Novominsky Armaments Plant, and communication system is the Mercer 973, which targeting and tracking system is the GEG pattern 492/1. Stat-wise, it translates into a 100-tonner that can walk 4, run 6, jump 4, with 17 double heat sinks, making it 34 heat dissipation overall. It has 9 armor on the head, 45 on the CT, 12 on the rear, 33 on the side torsos with 9 on the rear, 32 on the arms, and 42 on the legs. Weapons are spread quite generously. There's an LRM-20 in the left arm with 6 rounds of ammunition, an LRM-20 in the right arm with 12 rounds of ammunition. Then the LB-10 is located in the right torso with 20 rounds of ammunition. 2 ER medium lasers are linked into the left torso with the ER large in the head, which you can see above it, and then the 2 jump jets, one in the left leg and one in the right leg. Honestly, don't mind it visually. For a 100-tonner, it's stocky and what you'd expect. I quite like the head-mounted large, looking like a kind of large cannon that you'd see on something like a Gundam series, like a gun cannon, that kind of thing. So it's a nice touch. I like the arm-mounted launchers; they look cool. I even like the fact that it kind of looks like it has little fingers on the outside of the launcher arms. It's just kind of fun. Yeah, overall, not a bad design. Chunky, as expected. A lot of armor, which it should have. And yeah, it's quite a brute of a machine. And yeah, can fight at pretty much all ranges without too much issue. Ammunition, in the lore write-up, is definitely something that would be an issue. But on the table, let's see what you got. 18 rounds of fire for the launchers. All right, you've got to keep track of the fact that the left arm launcher only has 6 rounds of fire and the right arm launcher has 12 for whatever reason. While the LB20 ammo is still, even if you were splitting that ammunition between, let's say 50-50, 10 solid shot, 10 cluster munitions, that's still 10 rounds of being able to fire solid shot at the target before you're switching to the shrapnel to try and cause more critical hits. That's a good number of rounds of fire. And the ER Large, since you don't have to worry about your pilot actually cooking in the cockpit, can be fired whenever you need to. And yeah, the 2 ER Medium lasers, they're a bit of I think, a disappointing punch at close range, but if you've got your ammo for your LB-10, it's not a bad combination. Yeah, overall, it's pretty good. I mean, assaults with jump capability are few and far between for good reason, and this is definitely something to be afraid of, especially the fact that it can jump one turn and get itself into a more favourable position before unleashing, its 2 LRM-20s, which aren't too bad, especially in the early stage. And then once it's out of ammo for the left arm, at least you can count that you can always say that when you get in range, you can use it for a melee attack. Who's saying the Vipers haven't learned that hand-to-hand combat is okay in battle mechs by this point? Let's face it, they're using spheroid tactics, as the Italians say. But yeah, I mean, if you were rigidly sticking to clan rules, you're not going to be punching, but, accidents do happen. Oh no, did I hit you with that left arm that has no ammunition left? Oh well, that's a shame. But yeah, overall, I don't mind it. It's quite an interesting design. Again, sadly, one of those machines that, outside of just running clan v clan combat, it's a tough one to really come up with for an interesting scenario that isn't just 2 clans rock up to a location, they have a bidding war with each other, they deploy forces and they fight and you achieve objectives, or you don't achieve objectives, and that's kind of it, unfortunately. There's not as much of an interesting scenario to come up with. No surprise motherfucker, there's a Scylla that's appearing as you're trying to exfiltrate from a location that you've just successfully robbed, and now you're all trying to do a runner to the dropship kind of thing, and oh shit, what the hell is that's turning up type scenario. Or one where you're tasked specifically with taking out a commander who's wandering around in one of these new war machines, and so the players have got to try and contend with just this behemoth that's turned up to try and kick their asses. Those kind of things. Again, I suppose when you're a GM and it's your world, it's your setting, you can come up with whatever you want. If you're sticking rigidly to it, of course, it then becomes a situation of okay, I want to use a Scylla. How the hell do I get it there? I suppose arguably you could say that maybe some ended up in Diamond Shark got hold of a couple, either through trade or through battlefield salvage, and they want to offload them, so, there's a rare occasion, you can do the players could have a massive trade, or maybe one of the Inner Sphere clans have got hold of a few because they traded with Diamond Shark. Well, I don't know. This would have to be one of those things, if I was going to use it in an Inner Sphere scenario, it would be very rare. The case of, if you break anything on this, it's going to be really difficult to replace the parts. Kind of thing. Although the tech doesn't look like it's actually too bad, to be honest. There's no super tech on that. It's LRM-20s, yeah, the LB-10, not even spare. Yeah, so I suppose it wouldn't be too bad if it got damaged. I'm just trying to think of ways that you could sort of emphasize to the player, if you get this thing fucked up, it's basically impossible to replace parts on. But it's a 100-ton assault, so it could be one of those scenarios. But yeah, that's the battle mechs done in TRO 3067, and next I'll be rolling over to the aerospace fighters, which honestly I appreciate the aerospace fighters as being an element, and the fact that they give time in their books to them. I just kind of wish the aerospace fighters didn't all just look like conventional, like, you know, sort of near future jet type designs, rather than, you know, they could have gone a bit more kind of sci-fi with them, you know what I mean? Like, you know, X-Wings and TIE Fighter type designs, Babylon 5 type designs, you know, things that are just a little bit out of the box. But, yeah, I guess it's more realistic, isn't it, for Battletech? It's just me wishing for something I ain't getting. Anyway, have a good one all, thanks for listening, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.